welcome.
Thank you for having me.
This is Mavis Williams, correct?
That's correct.
And do you go by Mrs. Williams at school, or what do they call you?
Mainly Miss.
Miss.
Just Miss. You know, some will say Miss Williams. Only a very, very few will say Miss Mavis, but they're usually just Miss.
Oh, okay. And was that true? And you're teaching at Roswell High right now?
Yes.
But you taught out at the college too. So, at the college, did they call you Miss Mavis? Or
Nope,
no?
they just called me Mavis.
Oh, really?
Yes, we all called each other by our first names, and there was not an issue with it. And I wouldn't have an issue if one of them would say Mavis. But I know that's not what they have been taught to do. So I don't argue with them when they say Miss. I like, well, you know, look, what can I do for you?
I was called Miss for years and years, and then when I went to the military school, they called me Ma'am. It's a little different.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You teach chemistry and physics.
Yes.
Now, what drew you to those subjects? Were you attracted to those subjects even as a kid?
I was attracted to the chemistry as a kid, and I tried to stay as far away from the physics as I could get. But I had to take it for my education, so I took it. And I told them, I said, I'm going to suffer through this and have issues with it.
Yes.
And then once I got through it, it was like, yay, I don't have to take it anymore. And then I walked in the Roswell High.
Right. And that's how you ended up back in the physics room.
Yes.
Okay. You found that you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's encouraging.
I didn't plan to do it again, but yes, I can do it. And one of the kids told me, no, you're going to be getting it again. I said, how do you know that?
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just telling you, you're going to get it again. And I was like, when I see him, I was like, don't say nothing to me. Because you jinxed me. I got two of them.
Well, you know, a lot of times the kids know things before the teachers. I don't know exactly how, something about the grapevine, but a lot of times they know things before the teachers do.
And they do things that you don't expect. I can't remember what they call it, a teacher of integrity or a teacher or something. I got nominated and picked for that. Well, unfortunately, the day that they had the little gathering so we could take a picture, I couldn't go. But that's okay. I was like, that is so nice. And then when they gave me my certificate, they also gave me the paper of the person that nominated me.
Oh,
now, maybe
nice.
that shouldn't have been there, but it wasn't. She didn't have an issue with it, and I read it, and I was almost in tears. Because she was like, she takes care of us. She even feeds us when we are hungry. And that's the truth. I have tons and tons of snacks that I give them. But my first question to them was like, how's them grades?
Yeah.
Let me see them. Now, I know what you're doing in my class. What are you doing in the other classes?
Right.
But they will come. And Miss, I am so hungry. So I have those little cup of noodles.
Oh, nice.
Said, you can have some noodles. I am more than willing. And I told them I will continue to buy these snacks and stuff until the principal or the assistant principal tells me I cannot do it anymore.
Right.
So I know they are aware of it going on, you know. But it's probably so many kids, they would probably revolt and hurt one of them if they told me I couldn't do it no more. Because they come in looking for this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel not obligated, but I told them this is something that, this is me. I'm doing me. I'm not doing anyone else. I'm not asking, please don't go tell your other teachers that they should do stuff like me. No, they have their way. I have my way. And this is my way. I can't sit here with the possible thought that one of you could be hungry. I'm not hungry. You shouldn't be hungry either. Yeah. So that's why I provide, you know, cereals, the milk, the other snacks, all of that. I have. you know, and I told them that I will continue to have it.
So, can you think of something that you learned this year or you did this year that you think other teachers would benefit from knowing? Something.
Yes, there is a whole different language between speaking to adults at the university and speaking with teenagers, 14, 15, 16-year-olds. There is a whole different language you have to learn. And like I said, I might be teaching them chemistry and physics, but they are giving me life lessons, is what they are doing for me when I talk to them or I interact with them. You know, it was difficult at first because they didn't know me. I don't think they trusted me. Now, I am one of the trusted souls. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we have to stand at our door every morning and greet all of the students coming in. And you should see me. They be coming up the hall. Hey, Miss Williams! I be like, hey. Or they come by with the fist. I'm like, yeah, we got it. You know. So those are the things that I'm learning, that I'm being accepted by them. Right. I'm not the enemy. I might be the teacher, but I'm not their enemy at all.
Right.
You know, and that makes it easier to do.
Right.
You know, and that's what I tell them. If you don't like that C or D you got, you better practice that speech and then come on, stand up here in front of me and talk to me and tell me why you don't think you need or deserve that D. And like I tell them, look me in the face. Do not look me in the face and lie to me. Just tell me the truth. And they would say, Miss, I was just lazy. Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
So now what do you want us to do about that? You know, what do you want? Right. Can you give me some extra credit? Yes, let me go home tonight and I'll work on you some extra credit. I'll bring it in for you tomorrow. And that should take care of that.
Now, you said that you're on an A-B schedule.
Mm-hmm. That's what we were on last.
Right.
So no one has said it was different. We all voted on it, but of course I was in the minority of voting. I might have been the only one or two that voted for 5 days a week.
Right.
But
so is it like a 90-minute class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 90-minute class.
And so you meet with them Monday, Wednesday, Friday, one week,
mm-hmm. and the other people Tuesday, Thursday, and then they switch the following week.
Right.
Yes. It makes it very, very difficult to get labs done.
I'll bet.
It makes it very hard. That's why I was hoping if I have all chemistry, I can use Friday as my lab day.
Right.
Well, I'm going to still try to do that, even though I have three chemistries one day, chemistry and 2 physics on the other. I'm going to still try to see if I can separate Friday.
So you have 6 classes?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I do.
Do you have a prep at all?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They pick those. On my B day, my prep is 6th period.
Oh, okay.
And on my A day, it's 3rd period.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's so complicated.
Yes, it is. And the students will come in and ask me, Miss, what day is it? Is it A or B day? I'll be like, what makes you think I know? I sit. Remember, I don't move. I sit. Whoever comes through that door, I'll be like, it's a B day, because I know they're a B. Or, oh, it's an A day, I know they're an A. Other than that,
right.
It's very difficult.
And is there are there 2 lunches or is there just 1 lunch?
No, it's several lunches.
Oh, really?
This year I had a lunch that was in the middle of my class. I would give 45 minutes, then they would go to lunch for half an hour, then they'd come back and I got 45 more minutes. And I was telling them, how do you think I'm going to get them back in the organization after they went to lunch? My class is done for. It's done. They can't get back on track.
Wow. Now, there must have been other teachers that felt that way, too.
I'm sure there were.
Yeah. So, what led you to decide to leave college and to go to high school?
I know this might sound old, but COVID.
Really?
Yes. the fact that I was very, very ashamed of all of the adult educators because they just walked away from them. These kids did not learn over the computer. So when time came for them to come back, they should have went back and then went. Quit worrying about going to the future, because everything is going to build on it. If this chunk is missing, they can't build on that.
You can't.
And this is what, either they didn't come back or they came back and tried to move them forward. No, you got to go back here. These kids are lost. I asked them, what's 3 times 7? And they hollered 29. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. What kind of math did you take?
Wow.
Who was your math teacher? Well, miss, to be honest, we had a substitute, and she only talked about sex and drugs. I said, she did what? Don't say it again, don't say it again. But she did. She didn't talk, we didn't learn anything. I was like, oh my God. How? How can that happen? And they just passed them. So that's what they think is supposed to happen now. It's supposed to just pass them.
Well, I know there was a big lot of talk about that at lots of schools, about whether or not you could fail a kid that year. And it was such a big dispute.
But they did not fail. They did not.
And I did do remote teaching for summer school a few years before COVID. And to do it right was so hard because you had to arrange everything so it wouldn't be easy to cheat. And you had to really spend a lot of effort on the materials they submitted. And it was hard. That was so much harder to teach that way than to teach face to face.
Yeah. See, it was too many interruptions.
Oh my gosh.
At first at the college we had a little bit of that because I taught in the respiratory therapy program, and I would go. I told them, guys, I don't stay at home. I go. I get dressed like I'm going to work. I'm in this classroom. I'm all by myself, but I'm talking to you like I would if I was there. And you see kids running by, parents going by, and all of these interruptions for these kids trying to be doing. And they was like, Mavis, we can't do it. We need to be back. We need to be back.
Right.
So that's when we went and talked to Dr. Powell, who's the president, and it was like, they're not making it. These are the ones that we're going to send out into the hospitals.
Right.
You know, this is what they're working on. And he was like, what are we going to do? I said, they are willing to do anything you want them to do. Just let them come back to class. So he wrote, it was mandated. They could come back, but they must wear a mask when they're in class. They said, we'll wear it, but we need to be in front of her.
Right.
So that I can ask some questions, or she can show me this, you know. And that was a big thing. And I figured if college students weren't learning, I know these high school kids were not learning over the computer.
No, well, and the college students, they're anticipating their professional life. They have a motivation.
Yes, they do. They do. And,
whereas teenagers,
they don't. I asked them, what are you gonna do? I hate school, miss. I said, so what you gonna do? I tell you what. I bet not pull up in that McDonald's drive-thru and make an order and around their corner, and there you are. Because I'm going to give you that ugly look. Like, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
Now, how long have you been teaching?
Oh, I started teaching in 2002.
Oh, wow.
Full time here. But before I came, I'm from Chicago.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was teaching part-time at 2 junior colleges there and working full-time nights in Loyola University Medical Center in their respiratory department.
Wow.
And like I was telling people, I says, the fact that my mother passed away before allowed me to leave, because I would have never left her. Never.
Right.
I never would have.
Right.
You know. And she never wanted to hold any of us back. That was just her. She's like, if I get to come home, she was very bad diabetic. She didn't find out until kidneys were gone.
Right.
Okay. And she's like, I do not want to live with any of you because I don't want to be a burden to any of you. Y'all just put me in a nursing home, come see me on occasion and everything. And it's like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
No.
I can't do that. You know.
So how did you find Roswell?
You know, there was we had a newspaper, a professional newspaper, and it was in that newspaper. Because I'm thinking, I want to go somewhere warm. And I was like, south, warm. West, even warmer.
Well, it's warm today.
Yes, yes. I gave away my winter coat, all of that. I was like, I'm never gonna need that. And what? We had a really bad snow. I was like, I needed my winter coat.
But it didn't last.
It did not.
It did not last. No.
But my neighbors, God bless them, they watched me shovel the snow out of my driveway. They watched me. And then 2 hours later, I looked out and it was dry as ever. And they were just laughing. I was like, what's so funny? They were like, we just didn't have a heart to tell you. All you had to do was wait. And it would have melted. But we enjoyed watching you shovel that snow. I was like, oh, okay, thank you very much. Yep. But those are things you learn being here. You know. So I never thought it would be as long as it has been, but it is.
So how long have you been in Roswell?
When I moved here in 2002.
Oh, okay. So you taught before 2002 in Chicago. Wow.
And
okay.
then came here for the full-time, because I wanted full-time teaching, but they didn't have any at that time, so I had those two part-time, and I still had the full-time job that I did nights.
Right.
So when I was able to get this, and that was a challenge because I had no idea that the building that my office was going to be in was also the building where they taught special education classes.
Wow.
So I came for an interview and I walk in the door and you have all of these special ed kids sitting out there. Some of them laying all over the floor, some of them licking the walls. I was like, I can't teach them. That's who I thought I was going to have. I can't teach them. And then when I had my interview, it was explained. I was like,
oh, okay.
because I came close to leaving. You wouldn't go see me at all, you know.
So that was when you came to the college.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, does your classroom have an office there? You just have the big desk?
I just have a big desk.
Yeah.
It's got the big desk.
So do you have it in front of them or behind them?
It's in front of them. It's like here, and their desks are like this.
Oh, okay.
And they got those little baby desks.
Right.
And I hate those.
Yeah, those desks. You're talking about the desk with the cubby hole.
Yeah, it's
yes.
the hole. I hate because we have parent teacher jobs that I have to have some parent. Like, never sit down at the baby desk.
Well, you know, when I taught at Goddard, they were every summer they would take furniture that they were getting rid of and store it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a, you know, here at central office and here in the center of town they
Yeah.
have storage. So one of the administrators was getting a new desk. So before they took that desk, I went in and said, "May I have your desk?"
Uh-huh.
And so I had this gigantic desk so that when parents came in, they could just sit with me at my desk.
Yeah, that would have been perfect for me, but no, I'm sitting there talking to parents and they're in a low chair. I said, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. So sorry. But
Well,
this is it, and my boss said, forget it, it ain't gonna be different, because some of them, they have tables and chairs, because like I said, that would have been even good. And I said, and you can nail them to the floor, and then put 4 chairs or 6 chairs, however across you want, and that would be it. That would be to be easier to deal with.
Right.
And the space, well, I guess having that, you can't walk.
Okay, so I want to close up. We're
Okay.
almost out of time. So, first of all, I want to thank you for being the good sport you are to come and give the interview. And then I'll have on Saturday, I'll have your interview up on my channel.
Okay.
So, if you were going to say one thing that encouraged you this year, other than the award, was there anything else that made you feel like I'm on the right track now this year? Was there something?
It was not one thing. It was a group of them, and they are the students. They all make me feel. They will come and say, "Miss, you're my favorite teacher." I'd be like, "No, no, 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 no. I don't want to be your favorite teacher." "But you are." I said, "Okay, if you insist, then I'll be your favorite teacher." But it didn't come out of just one person. It's like all of the students that I have and some that I don't have, they make me feel like I am the most important teacher there. And that is something that I have never felt before. But I'm feeling it out of all of these rumors. "Oh, you at the worst school, they heathens, they this, they that." Well, if they are, they my heathens. That's how they get.
That is a great note to end on.
They're my heathens.
They're your heathens.
Mm-hmm.
God bless them.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Mavis.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mavis.